I'm standing here at the foothills of Mount Ararat, and if you can see over my shoulder here, it's a place called Khor Vrap. So the gospel came to Armenia in the first century by two of Jesus' disciples, Thaddeus and Bartholomew. And when they got here, the church was born and it was vibrant and growing. The pagan king went on all-out assault against this church and nearly destroyed it, although there was an underground church operating in this land. Well, around the later 200s, a man from Cappadocia in central Anatolia, his father had killed the father of the new pagan king in Armenia. He had become a Christian, this man, Gregory, and decided that he needed to come to this area to seek reconciliation with the king, but also to share the gospel of Christ with this king. Well, when he got here, he did come to the king and share the gospel, but the king discovered who he was and who his father was, and so he threw Gregory into a pit. It's called a deep pit, and that's what this place is called, Khor Vrap, deep pit, and he spent 13 years there. Well, Gregory was supposed to die down there. It was full of snakes and scorpions, but God had put it on a particular woman's heart, a pagan woman's heart, to send food and water to Gregory while he was in this pit. And about 13, 14 years later, the Emperor of Rome was taking more and more land away from the Armenians, and that was starting to drive the Armenian king mad. At the same time, there were some nuns, Catholic nuns that had escaped persecution, and they came out here. The king fell in love with one of them. She couldn't return his love, so he killed her, and then another one, and then he ended up killing all of them. And from this, the king was said to have gone mad. They didn't know what to do to help him, so the king's sister suggested that they bring Gregory up out of the pit. He did. King also had kind of a leprous skin condition, so they brought Gregory to this pagan king. Gregory prayed over him, and he was completely 100% healed, both physically and emotionally. He gave his life to Christ, so he's healed spiritually. And then within a few weeks, they baptized over 400,000 people. The king Tirades called all Armenians around the kingdom to give their lives to Christ. It was an authentic movement of people to Christ. And so from that time, in 301 AD, before the Catholic Church was established, the church in Armenia was born. And again, you can see this church behind me. That is the church that was built around the deep pit, Khor Vrap, and it's a working cathedral monastery here in the footsteps of Mount Ararat. So let's just go a little bit closer and I'll show you a little bit more. Well, this was the original chapel built around that deep pit that Gregory spent those 13 years in. They eventually built this working church. This was really from the 14th century, but was destroyed by Mongols, and so was rebuilt in the 16th century. We can go in. Again, these are working churches. All the ancient churches in Armenia are working churches. So you can see the plains of Mount Ararat around us. It's a powerful thing for us to know that that mountain of Ararat, which has always been a symbol of the Kingdom of Armenia, is in Turkey. It was given to Turkey after the Bolshevik Revolution as kind of a peace settlement after World War I. You can see some guard towers right over here. So we're just about less than a mile from the Turkish border.